In the past, I've always given you a ratio of how one thing is related to another. So, for example, if one banana if you can exchange one banana for three peanuts, well, if you increase the banana here to, let's say, three, then well, if you times this side by three, then you would times this side by three. So here you would get 9 peanuts. So in the past, I've always given you a ratio, but the thing is, when you increase this, then when you increase this, then this automatically gets increased. But sometimes in real life, when you increase one side, this side decreases. So when you increase this side will get smaller. So for example, let's say you've got two men. Let's say two men takes 10 hours to dig a hole. Okay, 10 hours. So you can write the ratio as two, a ratio of two. You can write it like this. So two men takes 10 hours to dig this hole. Now, if you increase this to, let's say, 4 men, okay, you see, you've increased this by you've times this by 2, but then think about it. If it takes 2 men to dig, sorry, if it takes 10 hours for 2 men to dig this hole, then if you increase the number of men, then it would take half the time well, if you double the amount of people digging this hole, then you're gonna half the time. Okay. This is just an example. I know it's quite strange. When you increase one, the other decreases. So, for example, let's say you increase it to 6 men now. Okay. So let's say 6 men now. 6 men now. Now the thing is, do you half this or do you half this? It's getting a bit confusing when you sometimes you have to use reasoning. So hang on, let's start again. So let's see what happens when we increase this to 6 men. Okay. For this you just have to use reasoning here. Hang on. Right from the start, 2 men takes 10 hours. Now, if we double it to 4 men, that would take 5 hours. So what? Well, with 6 men, well, you see, with 6 men, you got to imagine the hole here. This hole here takes it takes 10 hours for 2 men. So with 6 men, you can actually divide it by 3. You can divide it by 3. So this hole here is 10 hours, and then you've got to basically here here you've times this by 3 here. Well, here you've got to divide by 3. I know it sounds strange, and you just got to use reasoning. The only way you can do this is reasoning. So 10 this whole thing here, this whole pie here is 10 hours. Then if you have 6 men, you're actually cutting the work into 3. Well, it's going to be 10 over 3. Okay. You just got to use reasoning here. So for example, this next example here. Now let's say 3 men takes takes 1 day to dig 15 meters. Well, we're trying to dig a trench here so that we can lay our internet cable along this hole here. So we are trying to dig a trench so that we can lay our internet cable. Okay. Now, if it takes 3 men to dig 15 meters in 1 day, how long will it take 2 men to dig 60 meters? Okay. So I know it's really confusing now. So hang on. 3 men takes 15. What takes 1 day to dig 15 meters. Okay. The thing is, our question is, how long will it take 2 men to dig 60 meters? Okay. So let's try and simplify this. Hang on. 3 men. It takes 3 men to dig 15 meters. Now I'm just going to make this up. Okay. It takes 3 men to dig 15 meters in 1 day. Now this thing here, I'm just making up this symbol, so it could be anything. Okay, let's try and think about this. Now if you double the amount of men here. Okay, if you double this, then this here will be 6. Now there are two ways of thinking about this. You can think of it as well. If you double the amount of people here, okay, you can think of it as being able to dig 30 meters in 1 day, or you can think of it as, well, if you increase it to 6 men, well, if you keep this the same, okay, then you will half the amount of time. So there are lots of ways of doing this. You can increase this, and then either increase this, or you can decrease this. Okay, I know it's quite strange. Let's start again. Three men takes 15 meters in 1 day. Okay, let's think about it. Here's another way of doing this. Okay, 3 men takes digs 15 meters in 1 day. Let's just imagine one person now. Okay, one person. So let's decrease this now. One person now. So we are decreasing this by well, we're going to change a 3 to a 1. Now one person would take well, you can think of this as 15, but then it would take 3 days. You just got to use reasoning here. Okay. Remember, our question is how 2 men. Our question was 2 men, 60 meters in how many days? Basically X here. Okay. So hang on. Let me just tidy this up. So we want to get it to a stage where it's 2 this. Hang on. 2 in 60. Remember, the question is saying how long does it take 2 men to dig 60 meters? Okay, so basically we want to find out X here. X represents, this is time here. Okay, we are basically trying to find out the time. Now we started with this, and we used reasoning that if you only have one person digging this trench here, it would take 3 days. Or another way of thinking about this is another way of thinking about this is, well, one person. Well, remember, if you start here, another way of thinking about this is, if you have one person, well, one person can only dig 5 meters in 1 day. Or another way of thinking about this is, well, one person can dig 15 meters in 3 days. You see, you just got to use reasoning. But your aim is to get it so that it's 260, because we want to know 60 meters in how many period of time. This is time here. Okay, we are trying to find out time. Okay, well, anyway, we started here. Okay, and then we got to here. So one person would take 3 days to dig 15 meters. Now if one person takes well, hang on. So let's increase it. So here at the moment we've got one person takes 3 days to dig 15 meters. So 1, 15, 3. We want to get to this stage here. Let's increase the number of people now. Let's say there are 2 people now. Okay. Now if one person digs 15 meters in 3 days, then 2 people would be able to dig. Hang on. So you can either decrease this or increase this. I'm going to choose to increase this. Now, if 2 people can dig 30 meters in the same period of time in 3. Okay. Now, so now our aim is to get to this stage here. Now, if you double the time, okay, if you double the time, then 2 people would be able to dig 60 meters. Okay, if you double the time, then you're gonna double this. I know you just got to use reasoning. So I think you get the rough idea. In the next video, I will give you some more examples. I know it's a bit murky. This is a bit unclear, but I think you get the general idea. Sometimes if you increase this, then you can choose to either decrease the other. Well, watch the next video, and then I will give you. It will make more sense. Okay.